Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fish with Bish. It's Friday. It's just gone 9 o'clock, and here I am. Hello, everybody. Seamus in the house. Mr. Taylor's in the house. So I'm a bit late, guys. I've been obviously prepping for this bloody match I'm doing tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, so bit of prepping going on. I've got to be honest, I forgot about 5 Minute Friday. Completely went off my head. Hang on, let me just this. It's too bright and it goes. Yeah, I'll turn it off. But just put this back in. Oh. Yeah, I know you mentioned about the pike last week, Mr. Taylor. Well done. Oh, I'm looking to start doing that in the next couple of weeks, to be honest. Here's, by the way. As I say, today and yesterday and Wednesday, to be perfectly honest, has been taken up with the prepping for this competition that I'm hoping to do okay in, I hope. Let me just move back a bit, the light's a little bit better. It's all right there. All my fishing stuff's in the kitchen, so I'm sort of trying to I've got to re-elasticate a couple of poles, so I've got to get up early tomorrow. Did you go today, Mr. Taylor, or was you talking about next week? It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday today. I've lost track of days this week. Got to be honest. Oh, okay. Seamus, how are you, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Oh, your granddad was on holiday. Got you. Got you. No, what else has happened this week? As I say, totally forgot about 5 Minute Friday. I was that sort of caught up in everything. Suddenly realised 25 to 5, shut down the garage or the studio, shut down to the studio and just filled something really quick. So, Seamus, I'm okay. As I say, I'm sort of my head's all over the place. I fished a practice match on Wednesday. Fished for 5 hours, tried loads of different things, and I've sort of got it in my head what I need to do. So, hello, Ross. Thanks for coming in. We got a new person in the stream tonight. Look out for Ross Warby. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Ross. Thanks very much for coming in. As more and more people come in, my friend, you'll see it's a really friendly live stream. This is. We don't have hundreds and hundreds of people. We have some nice people come in. We have a chat. Sometimes you have a bit of a debate about different parts of fishing. I don't know whether what you're into. If you give us a bit of info about yourself, my mate. But we last week we were talking about predator fishing and predators being in the rivers and some matchmen don't like them, some don't mind, and do you know what I mean? All that kind of thing. We're talking about the close season as well. But it's really nice of you to pop in. Thank you very much for dropping by. Yeah, but Mr. Taylor, oh yeah, Ross. By the way, Mr. Taylor, he's a young fella. He's only about 10 or 11 at year, and he's just getting into his fishing, into his pike fishing and stuff like that. So he gives us an update every week. He's 11, so he gives us an update every week of what he's been up to, all the new stuff and that. So I don't. If you could tell us, Ross, as well, sort of what area you're in the country, give us an idea and what it's like round by you. And if you're into your fishing, I mean, if you watch my videos, then you must like your fishing a little bit. So there you go. It's only water, by the way, guys. As I say, I'm sort of just getting my prep together for this match tomorrow, and I seriously have not done any competitive fishing for. Me and Dad, or Spartacus as we call him, were trying to work out how long ago it was, and it is it's about 19 or 20 years ago that I stopped match fishing. Up until that point, did a fair bit. Yeah, I wish it was a huge gin, mate. But I can't risk it for tomorrow, can I? So, but yeah. So all the old things that I used to do, all the tricks and all the bits that you don't do when you're a leisure angler. I forgot how laid back I've become as a leisure angler, leisure fishing. Um, like it doesn't matter that I, I lose that I lose a fish or whatever. But when I did the practice on Wednesday, it became apparent to me how much I need to strike on a lift bite or strike when there's a touch or excuse me, or be a little bit more aggressive on the lifts and stuff like that. Because as a leisure fisherman, it's just a little that kind of thing. Um, Mr. Taylor said he's going for a bit of perch fishing. I did some perch fishing this week. No, not this week. It was last week. The video will be out over the weekend. The perch fishing. I did that at Wassell Grove, and I had an absolutely storming day. Absolutely brilliant. I don't really strike. When I say strike, Mr. Taylor, what I mean is I just lift. I just lift, and I need to lift more often. So you're in the Black Country. Hey, well, you can understand me and Steve then, the Black Country Piker. Kids giving it a go. Better than Mooch. Yeah, we agree. We agree totally. Um, what we're about in this channel, Ross, as well, is we don't talk. We don't when we do the chat. It's not let's go, let's go. I don't. If you've ever been any of them, we don't do that. But what I do like to do is the guys that are in here that have got a channel. So if you look at Seamus, who's Asgardian Adventures, you look at his channel, he's got such a cracking little channel. Sorry, Seamus, I don't mean a little channel. I mean little river that he fishes in, and mate, you wouldn't believe some of the fish that come out of there. It's a great channel. And I went over to meet him and we went fishing, and it's the best day's fishing I've ever had where I've not caught a fish. I didn't catch a fish at all. I didn't even have a sniff. We had a slight follow on it from a jack. James had one come off, but some of those perch in that little river. Because if you've seen my videos, Russ, you see I only fish sort of commercials, and I really miss that. Some of those fish that we saw were amazing. Yeah, listen to what Ross is saying to you there, Mr. Taylor. Um, it's it's the right thing to do. It teaches a bit of respect for the outdoors, respect for other people, and respect for nature as well. It's really good. So you are the king of small waters. You are Seamus. But Ross, as I say, check out Seamus's. Also, Steve's just come into the live stream. Where you been, big fella? Anyway, Steve's just come in. Black Country Piker. We got a new guy in tonight, Steve. Ross. He's from your neck of the woods. He's in the Black Country as well. But yeah, Ross, check out some of these guys. Steve, you'll probably recognise some of the places that he's visiting. Obviously, his main sort of aim is to get a few pike, and I recognised a few of the places in Steve's last video purely by the graffiti that was on the walls of the canal. So yeah, but absolutely cracking channel. Steve's latest video, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but the take from the pike, I can't remember if it was the first one and the second one, but it made me jump because he's virtually just about to lift the lure out of the water and the pike comes up, and then he did a slow mo after. Brilliant it was. Steve, don't worry about it, mate. I just love the fact that you make the effort to just pop in and whatever. But Steve did a great job on that last video, mate. I know you blanked on a couple of the spots, but unfortunately, that's just it's what fishing is, isn't it? And I suppose if you're fishing with lures as well, if you're hitting the spots where them fish aren't, there's not much you can do. So yeah, the old pike. Yeah, I'm sort of waiting for that. I'm waiting for that pike heart attack. So, but yeah, Steve's last video was great. Yeah, it's see that's another thing, Mr. Taylor. It's teaching you there. It's teaching you persistence and a willingness to try because you could have quite easily. Most kids would give up after an hour, but if you're willing to give it 3 hours and you've only caught one pike, but I think if you catch one pike in 3 hours, it's worth it because I know for a fact if the first pike that I catch, because I've never caught a pike in my life, I've never been piking in my life, so. Aids in the house. Modson match fishing is in the house. The practice went really, really well. It showed me up to be totally out of practice. Didn't catch as many as I normally do. Yeah, just by the way, Aid, there's a new guy in the live stream tonight, Ross. Ross, Modson Match Fishing, brilliant, brilliant channel. Aid's got a great channel. Him, his brother, I think it's your nephew in it, Aid. It's Richie's lad, Gary. They do like it's a match fishing one, and absolutely great channel, absolutely brilliant stuff. And as I say, these are great, great channels, mate, and really nice guys. And as I say, when we have a chat in the live stream, some of the stuff we talk about is great. I just love it. Yeah, yeah, I thought so. He's your nephew, so, but yeah, Rossi's in my neck of the woods, Aid. Mine and Steve, Black Country Piker. He lives in the Black Country, so. He probably recognised a few places that Steve fishes because I saw. I don't know if you've seen Steve's, but his last video there was a load of graffiti on the wall, and I recognised where he was. So I might be sneaking up there, Steve. Yeah, Shrewsbury's not that far, but yeah, I fished the practice. Um, and I've got a bit of a plan in my head, and I've got to be honest, mate. I bumped into a couple of guys who recognised me from Fish with Bish, which was really nice. Really nice guys come over, um, and they were telling me that I'm not saying where I'm going, uh, but they chose that venue because they saw one of my videos, which was really really nice to hear. And the fact that I did the sandwich reviews, so no, it was really really nice. It's always nice to know that people are actually watching the videos. That's the thing. You make them and you see the views and everything, but to hear of people that uh, actually have like he took the time as they were walking over to me. I thought because they were walking quite fast. Normally, people amble up behind you when you're fishing and go, "How you doing, mate? How have you got on?" But these guys come striding straight up and they went, "You're Fish with Bish, aren't you?" And I went, "Oh yeah." And I'm thinking, "Oh, here we go." But no, it was nice to hear, and it's nice to hear that people are going, "Oh, well, that place looks all right." And especially if I can do okay at a spot, anyone can do okay, to be honest. Uh, no, you don't expect. I noticed you said, Steve, at the end of your one that you bumped into someone, but it's a real surprise to me that people. I mean, because you see how many people view it, and I don't get the views that Steve gets and whatever. So it's always, but I fish at the same spots. I fish at the same in the same. A lot of the time, I fish at the same venues, so people are going to know me from those venues. So, Free Spirits Living. Someone else new in the house. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Uh, I'm perfectly well. We're just having a bit of a chat. So no, absolutely brilliant. You're right there, Aid. I mean, like it's lovely to know that people are actually sat watching what you're doing and thinking, oh, that's okay. Free Spirits Living. Just say hello to everybody in the what's it. We're not one of the mad channels that let's grow and all that kind of stuff. It's basically we just have a nice chat, which is what I love about the live stream. Steve saying bumped into one subscriber who turns out to be Steve Black, one of the biggest Led Zeppelin tribute bands in the UK. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Yeah, you look a bit of a rocker, Steve. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, we have a cup of tea and a chat. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Free Spirits Living. Baby Taylor is literally the baby of the group. He's a young man who goes fishing. He goes fishing. He's only 11, so he's new to the sport and everything, and he's picking up tips and stuff like that. Same here. Our channel is a hobby. Brilliant stuff. That I. Oh no, sorry. That's Aid. Aid's channel is a hobby. Mine's more. I'm trying to do a little bit more than a hobby. I want mine to be. I want mine to be. I'd like to do more and more and more and more with the channel, but you need to just trying to like build a following, if you like, build a following, get a few more subscribers and stuff like that. I'm literally, I think I'm 3 off 500, and if I could get to the 500, that's a big landmark for me. Where I think that once I start doing some slightly different stuff on the channel, instead of just sitting at a lake and just fishing, like sat there, I think if I do a few more of the funny news channels, some more of the painting videos, loads of stuff like that. Funny enough, I had an email today from Andreas in Sweden. Bream Time, brilliant channel. He emailed me today, and he's going to give me a bit of a shout out on his channel, which I'm absolutely chuffed about. He's going to do a thank you one because I sent him the painting of the bream that I did for him. So that's free spirits love fishing. What part of the world are you? Where are you sort of set? Steve Wright's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Wright? Hope you've left your radio channel in. Nice to see you, Steve. Thanks for coming in, mate. Just looking at your avatar on there. Bit of a fisherman. Bit of a fisherman. Great. We got another someone else in free spirits livings in the USA. Now, isn't this wonderful, right? That we've got people all sort of all over the place, all over the world, just coming in. We'll have a nice little chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Wright, for coming in. Whereabouts in the world are you, my friend? From Southeast London. Brilliant, great stuff. And what sort of fishing are you into, my friend? What's your main sort of area, if you like? Because we've got Aid, which is Margin Match Fishing, speaks for itself, match fishing. We've got me, and I'm sort of leisure fishing at commercials, basically. That's what I do. I'm trying to do some odd camera angles and things like that. We've got Asgardian Adventures. Seamus is the king of small brooks and streams. Watch his channel, my friend. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. We've got Black Country Piker, Steve, who's a piker, obviously. We've got Baby Taylor, who's 11-year-old young fella into his fishing, and he's trying all different types of fishing. So it's thumbs up to him. And as we've all been saying, it gives you respect for the outdoors, respect for other people, respect for nature. So fair play to him. Ross, well, I tried Bell's Mill on the back of one of your films, Bish. And what a fishery, great place. And only fish, Wassell Grove, also a great place. Ross, thank you very much for that, mate. This is what I'm trying to do is if I go somewhere and I catch and I have a brilliant day, then anyone with an ounce of any kind of talent at all or any kind of fishing prod is going to have a brilliant day. Absolutely brilliant day. Funny enough, you saying about Wassell Grove, Ross. My next video is which is coming out probably weekend or something like that, but I've got a lot on. I actually went to Wassell Grove and fished the bottom lake. I wish I could remember what it's called. Is it Brook or something like that? But me and Dad went specifically just to catch perch. And I was catching them sort of about hand size, a little bit, maybe a little bit bigger. My goal for this winter is to get a £2 perch. That's if I get that £2 perch and one pike. If I get that in the winter, I'll just be totally made up. But yeah, that's going. He's a great channel, Steve. Right, yeah, Steve. I'm with you, mate. This is exactly what I'm trying to do this year. So, Baby Taylor's got to tell me something. Brook, that's it. It's called the Brook Lake, in it down the bottom. And it's got two islands in. It's one of the best looking fisheries in the world. I just wish it just fished that little bit better. Ross, what do you think? Your view on that? I'd like to see that. Catfish fishing. I love one took my pole one time. Whoa! I'd love to do some American style lure fishing for bass and stuff like that, because I mean, as you can tell, just mental about fishing, any kind of fishing. And I've watched a lot of the guys over there, and like sort of I'm in some of the live streams with some of them as well. Just love that. I'd love to do that. Babito caught a £3 barbel at Bell's Mill. What about you, Ross? You had any? Did you have any barbel out of Bell's Mill? They're lovely fish, but they don't fish like the river ones. They don't fight like the river ones. Right, where are we? Steve. Right, just leaving work. Hopefully I'll catch you when I'm home. Steve, thank you very much for just making the effort, mate. It's absolutely brilliant. And I still need to talk to you about meeting up, my friend. Steve went France for first on his shirt. Oh my God. 46.6. Guys, Steve, on your channel, put your videos up, mate. Because I've got to be honest, I've not seen your videos. After the stream, I will go in and have a look. But 46.6, that's how many stones that? 14, 28. Oh, that's like me holding my little one. That's mental. Bye, Mr. Taylor. Thank you very, very much for coming in. You have a good night, my friend. I think with your style of with your style of video with the match fishing, I love the bit at the beginning when you see the banter of the lads and everything. I love to see the catching the fish, and I love to see the weighing. So, don't know what are you thinking to change it? How would you change it? Then what you could do, I don't know whether you're up for this, Aid. And what you could do is, I don't know, try that thing that I'm trying with the try different camera angle, maybe. But I think with it being a match fishing video, you've got to see it's like the story unfold, if you like. So the setting up, maybe that might be a thing. Show people how you set up a bit more. Maybe do what is it that I've seen some of the guys do. Some of the like maybe a bit more B-roll where you see like you do a bit of slow-mo stuff, or do you know what I mean? But I don't think you can change the layout of the video, because you've got your beginning, your middle, and your end. So you've got your storyline, and you've got the payoff. Like the last one I saw, I think you came second in. I don't know. I think I'm watching them out of order, to be honest. But because I saw the one where you only got that one miserable looking tent. She was miserable looking fella. But I find it difficult to change yours. Mine, because I'm not fishing a a match, so I haven't got to keep that kind of thing going. I go off in total different tangents. You've seen what I do. So I do like damage reviews and idiot things like that. And I can do those mad challenges. Maybe do a mad challenge on one of your matches. Like try fishing a match with what like I did with that 7.99 rod and reel. I don't know. I don't know. But as I say, because yours is it is a story really, so it's you turning up and whatever. The only thing you could do maybe is talk a bit more and maybe turn it into how to match fish. It's how you want to do it, I suppose. So right, let's have a look. Maybe that's a huge carp. I'm catching up now, guys. I'm new to it, so not so bad. Do you do river matches at all? Steve, right? Sorry, I don't do videos. On a 4 foot zig. That a 4 foot zig, Steve. Excuse my total ignorance on carp fishing. Are the zigs the ones where you fish up in the water from the bottom? So you have your weight, and then the zig is up in the water, so you're catching fish mid water. Don't know where to start. I think Steve, because me and Aid have had this competition. Me and Aid have had this conversation about where to start. The best thing to do, mate, is just start. You know, Steve, when being a carper, because I've got total respect for you guys doing like the intricacy of trying to outsmart the carp. See, with my kind of fishing, it is a pole, a float, and a hook. And sort of there's variations of trying to get them in the water, but you guys are trying different baits, you're trying different methods and all that kind of thing. Maybe just start by just doing like a little bit to camera where you say, and this is what I'm using, and whack it out. Just use a phone. Right, let's have a look. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to catch up because you're all typing lots of writing. Here's one for you to challenge up. Let's have a fishing match on the River Asgard maybe next year. Have all of us guys there. Oh, that'll be brilliant. Okay, I will, Steve. I'll check that out, mate. Ross caught some nice carp at Wassel, but agree could be better. Too many stop poles, so I tried Bell's Mill for a change. What a difference, like hooking a train, even the smaller carp. Do you know why that is, Ross? Do you know why the carp are like that? Because those carp that he's got in there, even when they're the smaller ones, if you saw, I don't know if you got one of the fully scaled mirrors or most of them mirrors, they fight like that, mate, because they've come out of the big pond. They're part of the strain of those big buggers that are in the specimen lake. So they've got it. They've got like they've got a chip on the shoulder, basically. So Baby Taylor's going to change his profile picture. I tell you what I'd do as well, Mr. Taylor, because you're not Baby Taylor to us. You're Mr. Taylor to us. So change your profile picture and change it to Mr. Taylor, because you can change your name anytime you want, my friend. It's difficult with match fishing as we can't do much. Yeah, I see what you're saying, mate. I tell you what I would do though. Aid. Try doing what I did because you fish with your action cameras. Buy one of those 3 meter selfie sticks. Stick the camera on the end and point it downwards, and then you've got like a different aspect of your fishing, so people can see where you're going and whatever. And maybe try doing a voiceover, or try doing the prep, because I've gone mental on this prep. It's took me like a day and a half. So look, where are we now? Ross, Stockies. Sorry. Or do a voice. Yeah. Seamus is. I think he's passing that on to Steve. You're using Bish, your chance in the match. Oh, sorry, he's saying that to A. But you could do the same, Steve. Same sort of thing. Just film something and do a voiceover. You haven't even got to be on the camera. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of videos out there. That's how I taught myself, by watching YouTube videos. Mike's in the house. Mike, my birthday was brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for asking. Mike, we've got a few new guys in the house. We got Ross, who's from the Black Country. We've got Steve, who's a carper, and he's down south, down London way. So we're just talking about like trying to like do a YouTube channel. And I think you and Aaron should get together and do one. And it could be like a cook and fish channel. Aaron could cook. The thing about it is, Aid, because Aid's saying voiceover might be a thing I could do, but not very confident speaking though. What you could do, mate, is just do it and just do it again and do it again and do it again till you can't till you're happy with what you're saying, or almost do yourself almost a script. I have a rough idea in my mind what I'm trying to accomplish in the video and what I'm trying to get across. Sometimes the fishing takes over. Bell's Mill's a perfect example where I was just going to talk about fishing the margins and fishing out, but then all of a sudden I started catching up in the water, so the video totally changed, and I started catching those crucians and everything. Yeah. Seamus, also with the match on the river, Asgard, you would have the chance to see Mama. She's queen of the stretch. That's what she may take the fish on your line. Yeah, it'd be interesting to have a little bit of a competition on the river. Oh, there you go. Steve had some big cats to 47. Was that in France as well, Steve? See that on a video, mate. You'd storm it on a lot of the videos. Because a lot of the predator stuff, I because it's not how I fish, and some of the carp stuff. I don't know if you've if you watch Mark Carp. He's got a cracking channel as well. But I love watching how Mark preps. I think it was Pearl Barley he did, and he's done loads of pulses and how he sets up and stuff like that, and just love it. Trevor's in the house. Trevor, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your second name, my friend, for fear of offending you. But thank you so much for coming into the channel. Pleased to meet you. Everyone, say hello to Trevor. We've got a few new people in the channel tonight, guys. Trevor, just to let you know, we're having a bit of a chat. We're talking about different styles of fishing, how people might want to start a video channel, and whatever. So yeah, everyone say hello to Trevor. Trev, where are you? What you into? That kind of thing. Let's find out what's going on down your end. So, as Gardening Adventures, Seamus, I completely understand, Steve. I walked into a Goliath grouper and it felt like pulling in a double-decker bus. Yeah. Cackle Lake, Hill Lakes. Don't think I've ever heard. That must be down by you, my friend, yeah? Probably carp and catfish is there on many channels doing it. I think there is. I think you've got to have a I think you've got to have like a certain approach. I don't obviously, Steve. I don't know what you like or whatever, but I was watching. Who was I watching today? I was watching. Him who fishes with Dave Macy on that channel. I was watching him today, and he's all over the place, and he's very exuberant and whatever. So he's got that sort of that area sort of sewn up almost, but it's yeah, it's as I say, it's difficult to try and find the hook, isn't it, or the way in, or I have verbal diarrhea, so I'm all right. So I really don't shut up. I could just carry on talking and talking and talking in front of the camera. I think it's because I've got to a certain stage in my life. Shut up, Mr. Tyson. before you even start. I've got to a certain age in my life now where basically I just don't care. So if someone comes in, someone gives me, to be fair and touch wood, and because I have such a lot of nice people watch my channel, um, I don't get a lot of negativity. But if I did, I'd just go, I don't care. I really don't care. Um, and I think that comes across a little bit with my channel and how I talk to the camera and everything. Um, and I just enjoy what I'm doing. I really do enjoy what I'm doing. And I think if you enjoy what you're doing and you can get that across to people, so if you can get that across to people, then it sort of, I think it helps. Suffer from anxiety and PTSD. To do the talking. Maybe try something else then, Aid. What you could do, because I know you do a lot of the text on your thing. What you could do is almost do a how-to video, and just put what's it's underneath. Just put like subtitles. Excuse me. Just put subtitles, and every now and again, just just show yourself on camera, and you'll become more and more. What's it? So no, I understand where you're coming from, and sort of how you set up for your match fishing and everything. And I think it's obvious that your match fishing comes first. Your match fishing comes first, obviously. Then the channel comes. So it's how you approach it, I suppose. Because with me, with my channel, it's just the channel is sort of, it's not everything, is it? But you know what I mean. It's I set up the cameras first, or I fly the drone first, that kind of thing, and then I set up for the fishing. So more often than not, Spartacus, who's my dad, for you guys who have just come in, Spartacus, who's my dad, he's the guy. He's normally catching before me. Do you know what I mean? So he, so I'll set up the camera, and then I've got to move all the cameras over to watch Dad catch fish. I'm sorry to hear that, Aid, about the PTSD. Well, I should imagine, if we're brutally frank and honest about it, being out in the open and being fishing is, I should imagine, I don't know, a nice calming sort of, um, calming type of uh, pastime to have. I would have thought. I completely understand how that felt. That helped me bring me out of my. Yeah, contrary to popular belief, I find it difficult, because my channel is more of a vlog, I would say, and I talk to the camera an awful lot. Um, if there was lots of people there, and doing it in a street, I might find it more difficult. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Aid. Sorry to make you bring that back up, but yeah, I mean, what Seamus is saying there, uh, it helps him bring him out of his shell a little bit and speak to his camera. Um, Maybe it's like ripping a band-aid off. Maybe, Aid, you should just do. Here's an idea. How about this then? Here's an idea. Why don't you try doing it while you're filming your normal one? Just try talking to the camera, and then edit it out, and then just so you practice yourself. Do you know what I mean? And only you see it. Yeah, I mean, and only you see it, then maybe that's the way to do it. For anyone who wants to try it, anyone who wants to try that kind of thing, because that's what I do. Because I have sometimes I have two, three cameras running. So for one day's fishing, I'll have about 8, 9 hours worth of video to go through. Um, and like there's bits in it where I say some stupid stuff. I say stupid stuff anyway, but I say some really stupid stuff, and I think no, that's not staying in. So you could even do the same line 5, 6 times until you feel comfortable, and then pick the best one. Even if it's only a short little speech at the beginning, we're fishing. Let me just say, for instance, we're fishing Wassell Grove this week. We had a great time here, lovely looking fishery, well maintained. And just do that and do it 5 or 6 times to the camera, and then just pick the one that you think is okay. Steve, bang on. Uh, Steve's just made the comment. I think we all use fishing as our getaway from the real world, and it's our escape. And I think, Steve, you've hit the nail on the head there, mate. I think that's exactly right. Ross, Ross has put as well. Take some balls to record yourself. Don't think I could. Could it got a face for radio anyway? Well, look at that. That's a face for radio. Good God. Well, Steve Wright should have a face for radio. But Steve's hit the nail on the head there. I think it is an escape for a lot of people. A's just saying coming back to fishing saved his life. Sorry, guys. Mate, I please, you're amongst friends, mate. You know, if anyone feels like they need to have a chat, I went down to Wassell Grove and they did a charity day for mental health and I don't think we do talk about things very often, do we? We do bottle it up. So no, mate, if you want to talk, you talk. You say what you want, mate. Where are we? Sorry, guys, I'm a bit emotional tonight. As I say, mate, please, we're here. Very try. Just hit me up, Steve. Steve's coming tonight, and that's what Steve's just said to you. So, mate, we're all here. Do you know what I mean? If anyone's got anything they want to talk about, we'll talk about it. Sorry about that. See, Mike's just said exactly the same, mate. So no, this is. You know what I said last week that I'm so proud of my live stream. And I say my live stream, but it's not my live stream. It's our live stream. I'm pointing to you lot over here, by the way, if you don't know. It's our live stream. And that's the thing that I love. It's not one of them things where people jump in and they let's go, let's grow, let's subscribe to my channel, do this, do that. This isn't what we're about. What we're about is we're a bunch of predominantly guys, but anyone's welcome. Absolutely any gender, colour, race, anything. Everybody's welcome in my live stream. But we're a bunch of people who just like to have a nice chat on a Friday night. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I really love about this. We're all friends. It's just about catching fish. Seamus again. Seamus is saying exactly the same thing as Steve said earlier. It is fishing is such a it's a leveler. It really is a leveler. So I mean, we've got totally different fishing types of people in the what's it here. We've got Steve, who's predominantly carper. We've got Aid, who's a match fisherman. We've got Asgardian Adventures and Seamus is more like stalking, going along the edge of the river, trying to winkle out a pike or a perch, or even some big roach. He's caught some big roach. We've got Mike Tyson, who just sits and eats on the bank. He eats Aaron sandwiches. We got Ross, who's again saying, I think Ross, are you sort of the same as me? You sort of not necessarily a match fisherman, more a leisure angler who gets out when you can. But it's all different types of fishing, but we've all got the same level of interest, I think. And we all sort of, I'm really interested in what Steve's got to say about the the carping. It's like when Mark came in. I love that when Mark came in the other day because we got a chance to ask him a few questions. When Steve, the Black Country Pike, is in, I have a chance to ask him. It's just great stuff. I love it. Absolutely love it. And as I say, I'm so proud of our live stream. And we need to think of a name for the live stream, guys. I know we tried this before. So if anyone, if anyone, except for Mike Tyson, can come up with a name, if anything that Mike comes up with in the what's it, I'm just going to veto anyway. Even if it's the most brilliant one in there, I'm just going to veto it. But yeah, let's what name could we call ourselves? It could be the Carp Crusaders, but we're not all carpers. I'm not it. Just see what I mean, lads. Just see what I mean. Oh God, I love it. Yeah, we all fish together. Go on then, Mike. What is it? We do need a name for the live stream. Come on, come on. I'm not calling us the knobheads. It'd be about right, really. To be fair, I can't argue with him. Come on then, Mike. Come on, talk faster. Fair play to you, Ross. No, I haven't yet. No, I worry all the time that people Google my name and see the stuff that was in the papers about me. Well, mate, I've not done it, and I have no intention of doing it. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If it's possible, when it's live stream, YouTubers off. I think that would be fun. It would be fun. Seamus, I'm what's sitting on the I'm sort of toying with the idea of doing a podcast. And also changing chats with the Sprats. Ross, I love it. I love it. We could call ourselves just the Sprats. But I know what you're saying, Seamus, but I can't do it the way I do the live stream now. But I'm thinking of working on this thing called OBS, which means you can draw other people in. Because the Google Hangouts have changed. I can't do it because I've got under 1,000 subscribers. But I'm thinking of with this OBS, you see, you can have other people in on the live stream. Big Bish and his asking guns. Oh God! Do you see what I mean, lads? Do you see what I said? Oh dear! Oh dear me! Love it, Ross. That's with the Sprats. That's with the Sprats. Okay. Come on, guys, come up with some more. Let's have some more. Come on, Steve. You've got to have one. We're all superior to you, mate. Yeah, okay. There is always one, isn't there? Right. Come on. Think of a name, guys. Anyone got anything that's happened fishing wise or anything they want to talk at Chub Club? Ross, mate. Chub Club. Looking at me though, wouldn't it be the Chubby Club? The Chub Club. The fishing fanatic. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Anything interesting happened this week, guys? Fishing wise. Obviously, I did my practice. Yeah. 8. I'm 18 stone. I'd like to see Seamus trying to put you on the what's he? Yeah, definitely. Chub. We'll have a think. Have a think. See if you can come up with some for next week as well, mate. You'll have to. We'll have to think of something. Fishing Amigos. Oh, Steve, I love that one. The Fishing Amigos. Yeah, the Fishing Amigos. Yeah, because I could use things off the Three Amigos, couldn't I? I can't tell you when I'm doing the match, guys, just in case anybody turns up. I couldn't. It's going to be hard enough for me to do it anyway. I was saying to who was I talking to earlier? Was it Steve on his? I was talking to someone earlier, and as far as if I don't come last, so wherever I catch, I'm weighing in. There's none of this walking away if I only get a couple of tiddlers. So wherever I catch, I've got to weigh in because I'm on film. So yeah, wherever I catch, I've got to film. So I'm sort of going like this at the minute, but I'm taking just as a quick thing, bait wise, because of what happened on Wednesday when I went fishing. And I think the weather is much the same, but the fish may have calmed down a little bit. But with the fish I was taking out, when you take the fish out of the water and they're freezing cold, but I think the water temperatures may have calmed a little bit now. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking chopped worm, maggots, and casters, so that I've got hard pellet. And I've got the fishery micros, which I'm going to put some flavouring in. So I've got my green pellets for the hook, and I'm going to squirt the green betaine stuff onto the fishery pellets. As you could call it the Neopoic experience. In our case, which we could make. Springley this Sunday yet again. That's a nice fishery, that is, mate. I quite like that fishery when you fish it. I probably might get all that unbothered, but Ross, what I'm sticking with what I know. So I'm sticking with the pole. I was gonna do. I'm not doing pace, Mike. Just jumping about on the baits and stuff like that. I'm not doing pace, Mike, because it's not something that I normally do, and because it's the first match. Because it's my first match, then I'm hang on 1 second. First match in a long time, then I want to stick with what I know, if you know what I mean. A's just asking me you should take some expanders. I have got some expanders, but I have I'm taking as I say worms, casters. I've got maggots, dead reds, well, dead mixed actually. They're what we didn't use on Wednesday. But I've got these. I've got these soft hookers. These are pretty cool, and they match my pellets, and they'll match the other pellets as well. And if I don't know if you can see when I squeeze it, how soft they are. So I've got those. So I'm using those, and everything sort of matches, if you know what I mean. So I've got 6 mil pellets. I've got the 6 mil hooker balls. I have this also. pellet soak as well, which I'm using. I don't use that a lot when I'm what's it fishing, when I'm normally fishing. Um, I'm taking my I am taking a reel and a rod, but I don't really have any intention of getting that out yet. Uh, as I say, I used to when I used to fish competitions before. I used to fish with a feeder as well, but have a look. Just catching up, guys. Should take some expanders. This time of year, pace not really the thing now. It's more warm weather. Keep it simple, fair enough, mate. I am. I'm keeping it to how I want. I've got pasted by one. Hey, Black Country Piker, Steve's back. Steve, we've got a new guy in the stream. I don't know if he was here when you came in before. Rossi's from the Black Country, your neck of the woods. Right, we got Steve right in the house as well. He's given up his radio channel to come into come into the live stream. He's a bit of a carper, so we've got that kind of we've got like loads of different vibes going on. Yeah, I'm keeping it simple. Russ, kiss is my watchword. Keep it simple, stupid, because I am stupid. Go Steve, go Steve. Watching your vids again this week, fantastic. Yeah, Mike. I was saying about Steve's videos. Steve Wright, Black Country Piker, is also called Steve. I am, mate. I am. That's why I'm not feeding because there is a potential for me to get to a what you call it, get to an island if I use a feeder rod or a dob around, but I'm not. I'm just sticking with the pole. I've I've been told to take 3 keep nets. I've got 2, and I've had to get my feeder on my keep net arm out, which I've not had out for an absolute age. I had to double check the nets also, um, but they've been bone dry for years. And the manager of the fishery I'm going to, and it's in it, has told me that he wants dry nets. So these are exceptionally dry. There's no disease on these. Steve, right? Yeah, I'm basically aid. It's what I do anyway. I don't know if you saw the one I said the little video I did about watercraft. So what I will do is I will set up 2 margins. I will set up a long pole, medium pole, and a short pole. A short pole, I will fish straight away while I watch how everyone else is fishing to see how they get. Some cracking. It's called Dynamite Wash. What's the lemon flavour? Oh, washed as lemon flavoured. Uh, I used to fish. One of the first places I ever fished, Steve, was Edgbaston Reservoir. And you used to get loads and loads of bream from just by where the tower ballroom was, and also off the dam wall there used to be loads, but it's a bit iffy down there now. I've heard of a couple of guys getting the stuff pinched off them. Yeah, yeah, I'd I might be giving it away a little bit if I tell you what, but at this place, because I feed the margins fair a lot earlier than I would normally, because well, I know, so yeah, it's £10. It's £10 a ticket down the reservoir. Jesus. Ideas above the station. If they made it a bit safer, then possibly they'd get more people going down. Um, so, yeah, Edgbaston Resume is, as I say, I cut my teeth down there. I used to walk from Harborne all the way down to Edgbaston Resume with a creel on my back, an old, an old, like sort of, what they call it, like a fishing basket to sit on. Yes, Seamus is doing one of his little trout water videos again. That was pretty cool. Oh, let me put these back over here. But yeah, those are the sort of things I've been doing. I've been sort of looking at when I went for the practice. The fish come down the margins quite quick at this place, so I'm gonna feed from the beginning. Steve's back in the house. Thanks for popping back, Steve. Um, as I say, I'm a little bit nervous purely because I just haven't done it for such a long time that I'm sort of I'm quite looking forward to it. Um, yeah, as I say, when I picked the fish out the water on Wednesday, they were freezing cold. This is why I'm taking the worms and the casters and the maggots, because I think if people just concentrate on the carp, I'm hoping that I might pick up, I don't know, 5 or 6 pound of silvers, and it might just make the difference about coming last and not coming last. Obviously, one decent size carp is gonna do me, but Andreas is in the house, guys. Let's have a look. Steve, you've probably not seen Andreas's videos. Ross, maybe not seen Andreas's videos. Andreas is from Sweden, guys, and he's got this channel called Bream Time. Just about to start his new set of videos coming out. There's a lot of underwater shots, so if you ever want to see a brain feed and how roach feed and sometimes tench as well, and he's even had a pike follow the boilie or whatever. Just check out his Andreas's channel. Brilliant stuff. Thanks for coming in, Andreas. Right, Ross down the margins off and on the pellets. That's what I'm doing, Ross. Just a few now and again on the one side. On the other side, I'm doing corn. I am taking some meat, but I don't know. I don't think they'll be into that, to be honest. I know what you're doing there, Aid. You're gonna have a look round at the weights, aren't you? I think the winning weight recently was £80. Was the last one that I saw. So yeah, it's not the biggest weights in the world, but I mean it's big enough for someone who's not been fishing your what's it. I'm going on my own, Mike. Dad was coming and he was just going to sit behind me. I said, you could be me bank runner and go and get me cups of coffee and stuff. But he went, no, I ain't having none of that. So no, Dad's not coming. I'm going on my own for this one. As Going Adventures. See you later, Seamus. Thanks very much for coming in. Hey, just check that out there, Andreas. And in the first episode, there is a shout out to Bish. Thank you very much, Andreas. I don't know if you know, guys, but I do. Some of you guys who are just coming into the channel, I do some videos about. I do paintings of fish, and I send some of them out occasionally. And I sent Andreas a picture of a bream, and he's quite kindly just giving me a bit of a shout on his channel. And that's not what I did it for. I did it because I know Andreas loves his bream. So no, thank you very much, Andreas. That's very kind, mate. You don't have to do that. So Um, I'm thinking, Aid, that if what I'm going to do is, as I say, I'm starting off on the short pole in front of me, literally top kit and one, and I'm going to watch where everyone else is going first, and then I'll do it. Yeah, and also, guys, if you don't know, I did a tench painting for Mike as well. Eventually, I got it to him. Took us ages to just work out how to get it to him, but eventually he did get there. Um, I don't know. Again, um, Mike Tyson. Hopefully, I'll be going out with Steve in the near future. He's going to show me sort of the piking spots. And as I say, my main aim for this winter is by January, I want to have caught a £2 perch. That is my biggest wish in the world at the minute. So, yeah, next few weeks. So, yeah, everyone check out everybody else's channel, the people who've got a channel, because it is well worth having a look. Nice moose on the shelf. It's that was a what's it boy? That was a charity shop boy. But yeah, I like my nature. So anything interesting happened to anybody this week, guys? I know Steve's been out and he's had a couple of hard fishing days. Um, Mike, I do actually. It fishes fairly well. Normally the bit by the bridge as you go out of the out of the gate by the car park, because a lot of people like me, lazy buggers, they don't want to go all the way like for miles either way. Tend to fish that spot, so it tends to get fished quite well. And I know John was telling me that they've had some decent perch out of there, fishing with a pole or a rod and a line, rather than a lure fishing. But that's my plan. I'm planning on going up there. What's it? Yeah, Ross, you might be interested in that at Bell's Mill as well. You know where you park your car? Did you see the track to the canal up there? Oh, how big, Andreas? Do you know? Ross didn't win the Euro Millions, nor me, mate. Well, I don't know. I haven't checked yet. 11.8 kilogram. What's that in old money? That'd be Jesus. That'd be 20. What would that be? 11.2.2 a kilogram. So that'd be about £26. Steve, are you watching what Andreas has just said? It's the Black Country Piker. Someone tell me what 11.8 kilograms is in pounds in old money. We were talking about this last week, weren't we, Aid, about perch being in a park in farm pools because they're put in there to keep the pests down and everything, and they get forgotten, so they're there and they just grow and grow and grow. £3 12 ounce, Aid. Oh man, I'm so jealous about that. Wow. Mike saying he can't get a perch over 3 ounce. Try down at Wassell Grove. They're as big as my hand, mate. They're sort of there. You know what I mean? Those were the ones that I was putting out. £26 pike. Oh. Were you fishing for it, Andreas, or was you particularly fishing for pike, or was it something as a byproduct of bringing the bream in, or anything like that? Tell you where I saw some big perch. I saw them at we were down at Warwick Castle, the bridge that goes over there to where the jousting thing is. And you look down there, there was some big chub, and I saw at least three big perch go cruising through as well. Steve writes, knocking it on the head. Steve, thanks very, very much for coming in, mate. It's been a joy to meet you. Please come in again, and we'll have a chat. And everyone who does come in, try and bring in a subject that you want to tackle, or something that you think we could debate or have a chat about. Yeah, see you, Steve. Thank you very, very much for coming in, mate. It's been great speaking to you. We did that, Ross. We walked down that part of the canal. As you came out, we turned left, carry on all the way down to where the glassworks are. I don't know if ever you've done that far, and you go down and there's on the right hand side is a big field with the horses on. And if you keep going down, and there's a bridge and a set of locks, and if you come out, you've got the big sort of bottle shaped chimney. That's good. I know Steve's been down there as well. So, um, see Steve, Andreas, thin line and no wire. Oh, you were lucky. Did you get him in the? What do we call them? Scissors, don't we, guys? Did you get him in the scissors in the corner then, so he couldn't cut the line? Sorry, guys. Wow. I bet that gave a fight and a half. That. Right. Let's look at Aid. Been a few £2 quotes and shows me last year. But that is. I've noticed some of the pictures on the front of. Oh, I got it now. Because obviously, as I say, every week I read the. That's it by the. Oh, do you, Ross? Because we had a lovely day when we did that walk all the way down, and we went to that place there, and we had a bit of lunch as well there. It was ever so nice. Yeah. I think if you can catch it with Steve and I mean Seamus has gone now, but Steve will say like when I see Steve catching them, he's always happier when they've got one hook in and they've caught in the scissors rather than. But they're so aggressive and they come in at such a speed and they really really pounce on that bait. And Steve's last video, Andreas, Black Country Piker, made me jump out of my skin because he literally, just as he was about to lift the lure out of the water, the fish came at it. It was amazing. Wow, it took him 30 minutes to get it in. Ross, I've just got myself one of those nets. You can pick them up for about £7. Not the same as Steve's. Steve's is like a proper one. The one I've got is like cheaper, so I could carry it in a bag when I'm walking along the cut. The jack pike are far more aggressive than the bigger pike. You find that with carp as well, mate. The little ones seem to have a bit of a chip on the shoulder, and they're the ones that fight harder. I've noticed as well that some of the dark, because you can carp, you can get like really bright orangey, yellowy coloured ones and whatever. But the darker they are, the more they seem to. The darker they are, the more aggressive they are on the smaller pike. But yeah, it's the same with pike as well, mate. The smaller fish are far more fight than the big ones. Some of the big ones will just waddle in. I've caught them before 15, £16, and I thought that I'd either foul up to them or I was dragging a sack in. Bert Lewis. What's a Bert Lewis, Ross or Steve? What are those? Yeah, £27 on the 7 in a match a few years ago, mate. That'd have won the match outright. Oh, the waterfront down by Merriell, or Merry Hell as I call it. Andreas, thank you so much for coming in, mate, and I really appreciate what you said about giving me a shout out in your channel. It's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Musky Mania, Squirrely Bird. 80s, yeah. Back in the 80s, you would have won, wouldn't you? £27. I remember we fished one of the matches I was on. We fished a river, and one of the lads brought out a salmon par, and we couldn't work out um, whether it was allowed in the match or not. So we just let it go anyway. But I remember that ever so plain. I'm being really excited because I'd never seen one before. But it was a bit of catch and release. If ever we catch a trout in a match, or if ever we did catch a trout in a match, those were always released. I love Steve's. Steve uses a like the feathery fly thing, and that movement in the water is just amazing. And that one seems to get the bigger fish, or whether it just seems that one gets a bigger fish. Excuse me, guys. Oh. Yeah, they were all not allowed. I remember once going when me and Spartacus go fishing on the rivers when we're on holiday or whatever. I remember this little river that goes through. Oh, I wish I could remember what town it was, but it comes down onto the beach, and it's crystal clear as it comes down, and then it comes onto the beach, and the water disappears into the sand. And probably 20 yards from where this water is disappearing into the sand and goes underneath and obviously off into the what's it. We were catching little pieces of bread, little trout about that big. Obviously, we were releasing them all, to be honest, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be interesting, Mark. I don't think I've ever seen Steve catch anything on the rat one. I think I've seen you catch one on the. Was it the a froggy one, like a frog one? I'm sure I've seen you catch something with the frog one. I don't think it was there, Aid, because I don't think I've ever been there. This was down in Cornwall somewhere, but it was brilliant fishing, absolutely brilliant fishing. And when we were on holiday this year, we went into Exeter, and there's I think it's the River Exe, funny enough, that goes through there, and we were going through, and I literally looked over this little bridge, one of those ones where the water runs in between the houses, so probably I don't know 8 foot across and probably 2 foot deep. I looked over, and the amount of fish that were just staying in the flow was amazing. It was just brilliant. I have Ross. If Zion Farms used to be absolutely brilliant, it's still quite good, but he's slightly changed it now, where there used to be big banks, and it was difficult to get down to the bank, but he's flattened them off, so that's all right. But what he's done there is in the margins to stop the erosion, there's loads of rubble. So it's not really good for margin fishing or whatever. It's really good for carp fishing. if you want fancy a bit of carp fishing and getting a bivvy and all that kind of thing. Me and Dad had some cracking days there. I will be fishing there again in the winter because it's stocked full of really nice silvers. It's got some nice bream. It's got some nice roach. I'm not saying this because this isn't what the channel's about. But Ross, if you flick through my videos and go back a fair way, probably December, January of this year or last year, there's one where me and Dad fished Zion Farm for cold water bream and roach, and we did all right. To be honest, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. We tend to fish, or recently we've tended to fish close to where you park the car. So if you imagine, if you're looking down, say this is the lake, the car park comes down here, and me and Dad tend to fish like the corner there or there. Oh, I don't know what's going on here, guys. I just had something pop up. Just get rid of it. There you go. But it's not a bad fishing spot, to be honest, mate. They leave you alone. You can get in there, basically check out the rules on the internet and just see. But yeah, have a look at a couple of my videos for Zion, and you'll see it's not bad. Mike, you're desperately trying to find out where I'm going, aren't you? I'm not saying, because it could be that I could buy sandwiches there. It could be that I have to take sandwiches. So there you go. Zion excellent for big roach. It is, isn't it, Mike? Cracking for big roach. I use a banded hook. I know this sounds stupid, Russ, but I use a banded hook to hook my worms. So what I do, say this is the wiggly worm, and this is my banding, my needle, my bait needle. I push it through. If you imagine this is going through the worm for about 1.5 centimeters, and then I pull it back through. So this is on the bait needle, and then I pull the band back through all the way through. And if you look at, again, I'm sorry, if you look at the perch video I'm just about to put up, I caught 10 perch with the same worm because it just never comes off. It just never comes off, mate. You won't have the problem of the worm coming off. It just never happens. So. That's a lot. Used to get my perch from. 26 quid for that aid. That place I see is in Wales. So no, I don't think it was aid. Right, no time to eat, actually. No, I've often said this, aid. I know I joke and I say I have a sausage and egg sandwich, but that's only when there's a calf. When there's not a calf, I don't eat. I really, honestly, genuinely, I don't eat. And if I could fish every day, I'd be skinny and not look like this. I think, Ross, what you have to do is you have to catch Huntington on the right day, and you have to fish the right spot. I don't know which pool you fished, but the first pool, as you go down from the gate on the left hand side, if you can fish the corner where the gate is that goes into the field where the sheep are, that's pretty good there. And as I say, it's you have to catch it on the right day. I do as well. That's what I do. I pull it through, and sometimes what I do is I don't worry about keeping corn on as much. So what I do is I tend to put the bait needle through the hard bit and pull the band into the soft, and then bury the band into the middle of the corn. I don't know how you do it, but that's how I do that with that. Oh, Mike. See, I can't comment on things like this because I'm doing the live stream, but I agree with you. I've often thought that. I, do you guys? Yeah, here's a question for you because I think most of the guys that are in here now, except for Steve possibly, that fish the commercial fisheries. Do you ever go to a fishery and think they could make this so much better just by doing a few small little things? Do you know what I mean? Just by yeah, that's the problem, Ross, with Huntington, is because I don't know if you know the history of it, but it used to be a trout fishery. So they didn't put any bushes, trees, or any sort of wind buffering stuff around the lakes, if you know what I mean. So, and also being on a hill, so if the wind blows, it just blows straight up the hill or straight down the hill. So wind is always an issue there. If it was me, this is what I'm saying about there's certain fisheries that I would change, and I would just plant loads and loads of Christmas trees or a crop even that they could sell but or hedges or do you know what I mean? Just to baffle the wind a little bit. And that's why I like Zion's quite good for that because they've got like a wooded area all the way around it and it's in like a bowl. So the wind tends to go over the top so it's not as windy. Same with Rushing or Russell Grove. Same with there. They've the way that's set up there. Same with Bell's Mill. There's lots and lots of buffering that'll stop the wind coming through. To be honest, yeah, it is something that you talk about. Yeah, Paul Hall at Alvley's is much the same as well. But Steve, that's one of them spots that I think that obviously, if he got a new owner, it needs a facelift. I don't know what you think, but I think it needs a facelift. But yeah, it's I often think it's not big things either that these people need to do. It's just I noticed that Paul or when we went, all they needed was a skip delivered and just get rid of all that rubbish where the toilets and that are. Just drop a new toilet block in, and you're good to go. But it's when there's rubbish and rubble and burnt. I think there was a burnt out bin and stuff like that, and you just think to yourself, just tidy it up a little bit. That's all. Sort out the pegging a little bit better, and I'm sure Aid will agree with me on this. But sometimes the pegging on some of them is a bit iffy. Like I noticed some of the pegs at a fishery I went to a few weeks ago. If I had even my margin pole, which is only 6 meters, if I swung it to my left or swung it to my right, I'd be hitting the fisherman either side of me. Now, pegging, as far as I'm concerned, should be at least 6, 7 meters either side. I just think it needs to be. No fishery is perfect. So much. I suppose it is. I suppose money is the big issue, and whether they could spend it or not. Look great on the website. Pays out looking for money. Let's drive through a scrapyard. Yeah, but I think Steve that'll come when they get new owners because at the minute they're struggling, aren't they? They're just using they're sort of just playing the game really. And I think the fella that's in charge of looking after it is a bit. Yeah, I was going to say he's a bit on the older side. It does that. Oh, he tells me that every time I go. He tells me he goes back to Doomsday every single time I go. So Sid, you've told me before. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I've been to places, and again, Paul Hall's one of them, where because of the carp, what do they call him in Australia? They call them mud tuna, because they are what they are, and they they sort of burrow into the banks and everything. They undercut everything, so the things do drop down. I think you're better off having the like the pegs that are on stilts, so that are on actual what do they call them? On like wooden pegs rather than a bank with a slab on. I know they're easier to do, but mud pig, that's it, a mud pig. Yeah. But no, it's I often go to some places, and like it's my dream. If I win the lottery, oh, he's back again. Mike's back again, guys. I'm it's I often think if I won the lottery, I'd love to buy a fishery, but then I'd be tied to that fishery, wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? I'd certainly buy myself a fishing van where I just kept all my gear in the van and just drove it out to wherever I wanted to go. Social and security, not special air service. Oh god. Mm, mm. Yeah, I mean, we're down to. I mean, part of the thing with me going sort of, I do 3 nights a week, um, so that I could, because at the time, the job I had, I was working away from home all the time, and I was staying away from home, and whatever. I had a big Jeep and God knows what and all that kind of thing. But the deal was that when we came, if I went to sort of part time, but I have to look after the house, I do all the cooking and cleaning and everything, and I'm quite proud of that. And the ironing, I do all the ironing, guys, as well. I'm a new man, me. We went down to one car because it was just easier, because we don't need two cars. If I work nights and Lib works days, but occasionally it does rear its ugly head where we could do with two cars. And if we do, then I will buy a van. I love combi vans, mate. It's perfect size for fishing. Has he got a side door, Aid? He definitely is on. So that house there, Steve. I think that's where all the money is that they're asking for. Yeah, Mick Brown's one. That was good, wasn't it? Didn't they? When Mick Brown and what's his name were going all around the country, going from one part of Ireland all the way across. Did they not have? They had a camper van, didn't they? I know they had a van at one point when they were doing the Great Rod Race, or one of the Great Rod Races, when they were trying to catch all the different species. Um, oh, Black Country, don't forget Sinners. He does. He does. The that house though, that house is where all the money is, I think. I think that I think if you bought the fishery, you'd have to net it, and you'd have to seriously look at some of those carp that they've got there. Um, they're not in the best of condition, I would say. A lot of them are, but some of them aren't. I think it was up for 1.2 million, but now it's down. I think last time I saw it, it was down to 900,000. But I think it's all to do with the house, because the house is amazing. Well, fair play to you. It's if that's what if that's what you needed at the time, that's what you needed at the time. It's like, as I say, I had this big black Jeep, Jeep Cherokee, and I love that car. I've had BMWs and stuff, and I love them cars. But if you're in a position where you need to do something about that kind of thing, then you need to do something about it. As I say, I was working away from home. I didn't see the kids grow up when they were little. I was fighting, not literally fighting fires, but I was fighting fires for a big company going. I was flying up to Scotland and then down to Cornwall, and I'd be up to Leeds for it'd take me like 4 hours to get up to Leeds. I'd do something for about an hour and then have to drive 4 hours back again. It was a ridiculous state of affairs to be in, and it was getting me down. So did something about it. So Lib said, "Well, we can't both do this because Lib works long hours as well. So we just had to do it. You just have to do what you have to do." Yeah, I agree with you, Steve, and I would love to buy it, mate. I was hoping I'd win this what's it lottery because I would definitely have bought it. Because you'd imagine if you open that thing as a fishing B&B, imagine owning that house. I don't know if any of you guys know uh, Pool Hall, but the actual hall itself is on a moated island. And I think, Steve, am I right in thinking is it 3 or 4 stories high? It's like a mini manor house. And I think it's Georgian, but it's absolutely stunning. I think it's about 10 bedrooms, but it's absolutely brilliant. Rolos and a curly whirly. I don't think he'd accept, mate. But I think that's got about 4 or 5 lakes, and I love the big lake at the front. And I fished it on a competition, so that's got to be about 20 years ago, and it was amazing. Thank you, Mike, for coming in. Thank you for doing the comedy turn. That was amazing. It was really, really good. Steve, I agree with you. Yeah, thanks very much, Mike, and we'll see you next week. Please come in next week because it's been great this week. We've had a really, really nice chat. 7 lakes and a moat, and one of those lakes I seem to remember is predominantly catfish, like small ones up to big ones. You could do loads. This is what I'm saying about some of these fisheries. You could open a kids nature centre on there because that was the place where I lifted up a corrugated sheet, which is something I do all the time. And underneath there, and no word of a lie, and you can ask Spartacus, there was a mole, a slow worm, and a couple of mice, and I just shut off. It was just, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. £60 catfish. And I just think, like, with proper advertising, and like you say, you could have like glamping on there, and you could have you could almost have like an angler's paradise type thing going on, and it'd do really well because you're in the centre of the country, so the guys from the north and the guys from the south could get to you. It's not like where Zig's place is down in Devon. Do you know what I mean? It'd be quite easy to get to. You could have specialist lakes. You could have um, what has he got down there? He's got a koi lake, hasn't he? You can have a koi lake. Yeah, of course you can. If you look at my channel, and you look at uh, I think it's on the about bit. If you look for business inquiries, my email's on there. I don't know. I tell you what, mate, get a pen because it doesn't matter. Anyone can have my Fish with Bish email. If you get a pen, mate, and then just let me know when you've got it, I'll tell you what the email is. Oh, hang on, I'll put it on here. That's what I'll do. Just bear with me, guys. There it is, mate. It's all one word. The fish with Bish in lowercase. But I'm thinking what we'll do is it, especially in the spring. I'll see if you can get me on a guest list for a match, or will me, you, Rich, and Gary will fish an open match somewhere, and that'll be great. That'll be absolutely brilliant then. Because as I say, I'm all for sort of meeting up with everyone and having a bit of fishing. I mean, Ross is pretty close to me as well, and so is Mike. I mean, we could even try and do a knock up somewhere where, if we can organise it well enough, uh, try and get. I mean, because there's Aaron as well. I don't know if Steve would be up for it, just for a laugh, and just we could have a bit of a what's it? Oh my God, Steve, I can't unsee that now. Steve, I can't unsee that now. That's terrible. Telling me you're slipping into the bath. But thanks very much for coming in, Steve. I am going to knock it on the head in a minute, actually, to be honest, because I need to I need to get to bed myself, because I've got to get up early in the morning. So, but yeah, Aid, feel free, mate. Feel free. Just drop me a line. We will have to do a collab, because I'm, as I say, anything for a day's fishing, me. So, especially if you did some at midweek, if you did something on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday, then yeah, I'm up for that, mate. Weekends is a bit difficult for me, because I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday is my family day normally. But yeah, we'll have to do a collab. So, guys, who's left in? We've got Aid in, Steve's going. Ross, thank you very much for coming in. Please come in again. It's been great. It's been absolutely brilliant. Ross, we will have to organise a match. But let's get the winter out of the way first, because there's nothing worse than trying to organise a match and then you have, because this has happened to me with a work one, and then you all turn up and it's blowing a hoolie. It's absolutely awful. So, but yeah, we will do. Please come in again, Ross. It's been great meeting you, mate. So, listen, guys, I'm going to go, and I'll see you real soon. It has been a great one. I tell other guys to come in as well, or have Rick with you, and we can pick his brains as well. See if we can tickle him and make him laugh. But no, absolutely great. Thank you very much for coming in, lads. And I'm going now. But this is that awkward bit that I keep saying about doing this. So in the stream, Aid, you haven't been on a downer, mate. See you later, guys. I I don't want you to dwell on this, buddy. Hang on, I'm not going yet. I'm not leaving it yet. I don't dwell on this, mate, because everybody gets like this. I get like it. Um, Dad gets like it, because obviously, I don't know if you know, but we lost our mom, my mom. It'll be 2 years Christmas, and we lost her on Christmas Day. It's cancer, and this is part of the reasons why me and Dad go fishing on a Wednesday, because I made a promise to my mum that I'd look after him and I'd be there for him, as I would anyway, as you'd expect me to be, but even more so. And my dad's my best friend, and we have sometimes we have a cry together about it. So, mate, don't ever feel that you've been a bit of a downer. It's just brilliant having you in here. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. It's I think everybody's been touched by illness. Obviously, you've had it worse than a lot of us, mate. But mate, never feel that you can't just say, "Look, I'm feeling a bit down," and even if you just sit there and you just listen to us being idiots, do you know what I mean? Never feel that you've got to drop out or not be there because you're feeling a bit low. Just say, and then, like, we'll do what we've done tonight. and we'll move the conversation round, and we'll bring the conversation back up again, mate. Absolutely brilliant having you here. You make this stream for me. You and a lot of the other guys, you really make this stream for me, and it's brilliant to see you all every week. But I've got a match to win tomorrow. I ain't gonna win it, mate. I think. Should we have a bet? Should we have a bet where I come? I think there's about 15, 16 people fishing. So I think I'll come. I'm gonna really boost my channel. I think I'll come about 12th. I think I'll come about 12th out of 15. If as long as I don't come last. If I come last, I'll be really, really disappointed. But if I come sort of, third from bottom, I'll be happy with that. If I can catch 6, 7 fish in 5 hours, which I know I can do, I do it all the time, even when the weather. But I just don't want to come last. So. Anyway, guys, I'm going. Look out for the perch video next week. Probably the beginning of the week, and the next video will be the match. I am going to start short. See you later, guys. Bye now.